So good morning everyone. In today's session we will discuss about what is meant by proof of burn. So actually we've been analyzing that when you want to validate a transaction, store it in a block, add the block to the longest chain, you need some algorithms, consensus algorithms, or you call it as an agreement protocol, similar to an agreement protocol. So one such is actually called as proof of burn. So we'll quickly look into what is meant by proof of burn in blockchain. How does this mechanism work? What are its limitations? What are its advantages and certain specific use cases? So what is proof of burn in blockchain? In blockchain, it's actually a consensus mechanism which is used to validate the transaction and to maintain the security of the network. Now, how is it different from proof of work? In proof of work, the miners will have to solve some complex computational puzzle. Or in proof of stake, it is about how much you're holding, how much stakeholder, what is the percentage of the stake you have, stakeholder. So unlike proof of work or proof of stake, this proof of burn works by requiring the participants to burn the coins. So we're using the term burn. So what is meant by burning? So which means the participant will have to send some coins to an address which is not retrievable. So we call it as irretrievable address. So what does it mean? You are removing them from circulation. So literally like burning the cash. So this is called as a burn mechanism. So in return, what is given to the participants? The participants will get some right to mine, or they'll be given the permission to validate new blocks based on how much amount of coins they have burned. So this is a consensus algorithm. How does it work? How is it acceptable? See, this concept of proof of burn, like it is getting a commitment from the participants. So it is assumed that it goes like it is helping in a long-term success of the network. Number 2, once you burn the coins, the participants are demonstrating the trust in the network. Number 3, the more amount of coins they burn, which means they are the greatest influencer. Okay, so because they are trusting the network, they are burning so much coins, and they get rights to validate some blocks. So they are essentially betting on the network's future growth. This network will be very good in the future, so they are betting, I'm giving so much of money, okay, I'm burning so much of coins. So when a participant burns coins, what do? They send them to some address, but it should be verifiable, but they should not be able to spend. Null account, okay, verifiable, unspendable address, and what happens? The coins are removed from circulation permanently. So this act of burning coins, what is the impact? It reduces the overall supply. See, I've got 500 rupees, I'm burning 100 rupees, which means I'm left out only with 400. So overall supply is reduced. Then what happens? The remaining 400 is very costly for me. So potentially increasing the value of the remaining coins. So in return for the commitment by the participant, the network will reward the participants with a right to mine or validate new block. So why does this proof of burn matter? Okay, why is it actually required? Because see, in this proof of burn in blockchain, it requires a lot of sacrifice, unlike POW or proof of stake. So instead of spending your very huge computational power like proof of work, participants will just sell out some portion of their holding. So which means we assume that the participants who are really genuine only are participating in mining. Does this proof of burn really work? Again, the answer is it depends on the specific use case. Where is it being used? In which network? Okay, so the specific use case and the network where it is being used, that again matters a lot. It has got certain limitations. When you're going to burn some coins, it is seen as it's a wasteful, because in case if the coins have got some value and you're going to burn the coins, you're sending it to some address from where you can't get back that money, then it is considered like it's a wasteful, right? Now second one is, in case if the network is not growing, then what happens? Whoever has spent that money is at a great loss. Okay, but irrespective of all these, this proof of burn has been taken up by certain blockchain applications. எந்த மாதிரி கேஸ்க்கு, in which sort of applications, whenever the network is going to expand, scaling network, increasing network, whenever energy consumption, okay, becomes a challenge. So those type of applications, proof of burn is accepted. So look at this diagram. It's a verified unspendable account. See, this locker has got all the coins which have been sent by all these people. See, John sends 365, Ross sends 350, this man sends, Ram sends 150, very less. So based on the amount of coins you are burning, you will get the hold to mine. So how is this implemented? How do I really implement? So there are different variations of proof of burn coins depending on the network and the goal. So one common approach which is usually followed is, see, if I am going to have a blockchain network for my courier service, I can even form a new coin, okay, and this coin is particular to this network. So we call it as, for example, if it is SS Couriers, and for that I am just forming a coin, Sun coin. So this Sun coin is a native cryptocurrency of this SS network. So that is the term called as the native crypto of that particular network. Okay, so two options. So burning the native crypto, so participants will burn the crypto that is belonging to that particular network. On the other hand, burning an established crypto. So for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these are established crypto coins. So I hold some Bitcoins, means I am spending that Bitcoin. So you can either burn the cryptocurrency which is unique to your network, or you can burn cryptocurrency which is commonly acceptable. See, when you travel abroad, you can't use Indian rupee is not accepted. So the most common and acceptable currency across the globe is either US dollars or this UK pounds. So what do we do before we start traveling from India to another country? We go to the foreign exchange, yes, and from the forex people we will just give some amount of rupees, we get some dollars, because only these dollars are acceptable. So whatever I am telling you now, the second one, it's established crypto, dollar is acceptable everywhere, right? Burning the native crypto. So if I am in India, I don't think I need dollars, I don't think I need a pound or any other currency. I can very well use Indian rupee, native crypto, that's all. So some examples of proof of burn. So the first one is actually Slim coin. The second one is counterparty. So in Slim coin, it is actually the first blockchain network to implement proof of burn. It allows users to burn coins in exchange for mining power, and the burning of coin replaces traditional mining process, and it is meant to reduce energy consumption. In the second one, in this counterparty, participants burned Bitcoin to generate XCP, which was used within that particular network. Okay, so what are the advantages of proof of burn? The first one is energy efficiency. The second one is scarcity and value preservation. The third one is long-term commitment, and the fourth one is decentralization. So what is this energy efficiency? In proof of work, you have to solve a very tough puzzle. You will have to use very large high computing mining rigs. But here we are not going to use like that. We are going to sell some coins, that's all. So it is energy efficient. Second, when I am burning some currency, I am reducing the overall supply, right? I had 500 rupees, now I burnt 100, so which means only 400. 400 is very valuable to me. So the remaining coins value increases, right? So if I am holding that 400 rupees for a very long term, that money's value is going to increase. The third one is, we are indirectly making the participant come into a long-term agreement, right? Because if I am going to spend some money, I have made a financial sacrifice, so I will stay in that network only. The fourth one is decentralization. Since anyone can burn the coins, okay, so that is not everyone will be willing, right? Only few people will be willing to make that sacrifice. So what happens? the barrier to entry is actually low than in systems that requires expensive mining equipment. So that is about decentralization. So what is the disadvantage? See, people consider it as waste. Economically, it's a waste. So it is seen as wasteful, especially in markets where cryptocurrencies have got a lot of monetary value. Second, participants who burn their coins, no, sometimes they may be left without nothing. They will be left with nothing. If network is collapsing, the money loss is lost. That's all. So financial risk is very high. The third point is centralization. See, if I showed you the previous diagram, right? Ram is spending only 150. If Samuel is spending 450, who has more power? Only Samuel, right? So automatically, what happens? It is slowly moving into a centralization of power within the network, because the costliest, the person who is ready to spend a lot of money will be the wealthier one. Okay, they'll have a lot of influence. So these are the disadvantages and criticisms of proof of work. So in case if you want to make use of this proof of burn in any of your applications, what do I need to do? Actually has two functions. One is a function which generates a cryptocurrency address. Okay, the money should be destroyed, which means irrevocable. The second one is a verification function which checks that the address is really unspendable. Okay, so these are the two, right? So the two properties are unspendability and uncensorability. So with these two steps, we can define this proof of burn for any blockchain application specific to your use case. So in today's session, we've learned about what is meant by proof of burn, how does it actually work, why does this proof of burn really matter a lot, are there any limitations, how is it being followed, or how is it actually in implementation. Either you burn your native crypto or you burn your some established crypto, like spending in dollars, spending in rupees. And two examples of proof of burn that's currently in action. What are the advantages? So efficient, value preservation, long-term commitment, decentralization, but still there's a lot of criticism, and people consider that some will take central hold, centralization risk, market risk is there, economically it's a waste, and in case if you want to really implement for your applications, you'll have to make use of two functions which should be addressing unspendability and uncensorability. Okay. So that's all about proof of burn. Thank you.